Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Crown Europe Cars in St. Pete, Florida, and guess what? We have one sinister performance SUV. This is a 2021 Mercedes AMG GLE 53. But before we dive into this mid-size of a SUV that's going to bring tons of performance, let's talk about what's going on here. So Mercedes knows that many of you, you love luxury, but you also want performance. And when you see a Mercedes AMG product, this isn't just a badge stuck on and some fancy wheels. We're talking about extra power underneath the hood. We're talking about extra power all four corners from big, massive brakes and a lot of suspension work that, guess what, has been developed over the years through their Formula One racing, sports car endurance racing, even the coveted 24 Hours Le Mans. One thing is for certain, if you're looking for a Euro SUV with that performance punch, and you also want that style and that luxury, this AMG GLE 53 may be the one to go to instead of Audi or BMW. So let's go ahead, let's dive in and see, is this the ultimate when it comes into a performance sport SUV? Right off the bat, the styling. I think there's a couple colors that are perfect on a Mercedes product. Silver is one of them. Black is definitely another. Looks really sinister, extra width. When you go AMG, you're gonna get that extra style, but starting up at the front end of the business, you do have your LED daytime running lamps, you have your LED turn signals, and of course your headlights. I really love the way they just kept everything blacked out on that headlight housing. You drop down, what do we have? We have full functionality. So we have functionality up top for all the extra coolers, and then you're gonna also get a functional side air curtain. Now the one thing I'm gonna zonk is you see how they took the design of the vent and put it on the non-vent area? I wish they would have just kept this smooth, but look at the massive opening up top, the way that they work that splitter into the front fascia, and I'm even digging the horizontal slots here that we have with a little bit of gloss black. Now normally, say you're getting a silver one, these would remain black. So just something to be aware of when you go all black, it really is just black on black on black. Now, as you come across that unique AMG specific grille on this GLE 53, you can see those vertical slots. A little bit of chrome is okay. You have that iconic Mercedes-Benz logo. So much history wrapped up into one symbol. We do have a forward-facing camera, which is great. Of course, we have that AMG badge, but like I said, it's not just a badge. A lot of stuff going on underneath the hood. You work your way down. Look at how aggressive the front fascia extends off, even the lower portion, and this is all for extra airflow for that cooling. Even the ground clearance, remember, this being an SUV, we have it in the low position, you could actually raise it as well, which is wonderful. Now when we get up onto the hood and we raise up, there's another Mercedes-Benz logo right there. I love the two bulges that they put, the two rises. It's such a unique, specific design to the brand, but it's just super clean. And I really like that. Even the way they took the hood and kind of curled it down to meet the grille instead of having a massive piece of front fascia here to meet the hood. I really like those touches. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with when we're talking about performance, braking, and handling? So you're gonna get these forged aluminum wheels. Of course, they're AMG specific. I like the center cap here. Makes it look like a center locking wheel, even though there's lug nuts underneath. But boy, oh boy, the flat black with our gloss black, this is a 22-inch wheel. So you're looking at 285 on the width, 40 series sidewall. Look at that caliper there. It looks like it came right off the end of Thor's hammer. That AMG massive caliper. Rotors are gonna be cross-drilled, fully ventilated, and I really love all the suspension work. You can see that nice flared out fender, really aggressive. Even the way the side air curtain exit, I think it really does a great job. Now, as we come down the side, you have that turbo badge, all-wheel drive. So 4MATIC means we have all-wheel drive to get the power to the ground. The running boards, I could do without. They're kind of pointless. They're not very large, so I am gonna zonk, and I think it would really clean up the look of the side of the vehicle. But boy, oh boy, the fender flare is just sick. You got your gloss black, or I should say painted black, mirror caps. We're gonna have 360 cameras, all four corners. A little bit of silver chrome on the door handles, nothing too crazy, but I'm glad that they went gloss black, top and bottom. On this GLE 53, we have, since this is a traditional SUV, because remember, you could get this in a coupe version, you have your raised roof rails, nice flat black. We keep working our way back. Even out back at the rear, look at that fender flare, massive. It's like right off of a race car. And then when we look at the wheels, you're still gonna get 22 inches in diameter, but you're getting even more meat on the road here. So out back, you're getting that amazing 295 on the width, gonna help give us that extra grip, extra stick, just like you took a big old pack of Big League Chew, chewed it up, and then stuck it to the tires to get that grip. Love the flare fender look, and as we come around, I'm gonna have Lori kind of showcase that extra fender flare. That is on the AMG products. GLE 53, LED lighting, super clean, very, very low roof spoiler. I wish they would have taken the rear glass wiper and tucked it underneath there, so I am gonna zonk that, but a little bit of chrome. You got your AMG badge, and one of my favorite things are these exhausts. So you have quad tip, blacked out exhaust. Remember, like I said, black on black on black. You have your functional rear diffuser. There is some fake venting down here, which I'm gonna zonk, but this diffuser is really aggressive, looks great with the quad tip exhaust, and you could even tow with this. You could be the first one down at the boatyard with your boat to get it into the water. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood of this GLE 53 and see what's powering it. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. There is a massive engine cover, but it is tasteful. I like the Mercedes-Benz badging. I think it's so nice to see the extra AMG. A little bit of red, but what I do like is look at this carbon fiber housing for the radiator. Really gives it that nice, almost like race car look. You're gonna have dual intakes to bring air into that engine. And if we're talking about the engine, since we have the hood open, what is it being powered by? This GLE 53 is being powered by a 3-liter inline six, so that's a straight 6, turbocharged, of course, with the patented EQ boost. That's gonna give you 429 horsepower, 384 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And like I said, you're getting that all-wheel drive 4-matic grip, stick, and you could really just accelerate like a rocket. 0 to 60, 4.7 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna zoom by at 13.4 at 103 miles an hour. Now the weird thing is, for an AMG product, the top speed has been governed to 112. And what makes that extra weird is that the European version actually has a higher top speed. It weighs around 5,322 pounds. MPGs, 18 in the city, 23 on the highway. And boy, oh boy, with all that performance, of course you're gonna get some massive braking capability, pizza size, 15.8-inch rotors up front and almost 14-inch brake rotors out back. We're talking about get the pepperoni, get the extra toppings, the peppers, whatever you want. Even go pineapple. I'm not a big pineapple guy, but you know what? This GLE 53 is all about the pineapples. Let's go ahead, let's fire it up and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2021 AMG GLE 53. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been wanting a performance SUV, especially something that's European, and boy, oh boy, am I digging the look. And I promise you, I feel the same way. I'm digging the look, just like you're digging the look of this GLE 53. How much is it? The way that this one is optioned, you're looking at an MSRP right around $100,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Now you're gonna notice the traditional location of the seat controls, that bright silver. It looks a little tacky, but you know what? It's easy to get to. You have your 3 memory seat settings, heated and ventilated seats. I love the speaker grille, that aluminum speaker grille. The dark wood just looks so stunning, and I'm so glad they didn't put some kind of veneer finish on it. A little bit of silver. I'm liking the baby Ruth chocolate brown on the armrest. Really breaks up just having regular black leather. And then you have a pretty decent sized door pocket. I would go 6-inch on the Jersey Mike sub. If you go foot long, you're just gonna squeeze mustard all over the place. But you do have a large holder there for a bottle of Mr. Pibb. Now when you go from the door panel to the dash, loving the material, the stitch work, the wood trim is just so perfect. I'm glad they went with that. Even down below, look at the softness, the stitch work. We get to the infotainment side of things. You have a 12.3-inch screen, navigation, Apple CarPlay, easy to use, touchscreen. You have your swipe features. I really love the way they have everybody covered with their infotainment setup. Then you even have your regular AC controls. But let me go ahead and put it into reverse. There's our backup camera. We got 360, super clear. Just like I showed you earlier, we could go out the front and you can see if anybody's peeping or creeping on you, which is good news. And then you just throw it back in the park. Look how nice the swipe is. It's ridiculous. It's better than an iPhone. It really is. It's better than your iPhone 46. Look at this, G meter. You don't have that on your iPhone 46. Look at all this, you adjust your suspension. Remember, we could raise and lower this whole thing. We could get our engine data, so it looks like you're playing a video game off your Nintendo, your Super Nintendo. Maybe you got an N64 still laying around. Here's your start-stop button. And what I love about Mercedes is they put the automatic start-stop switch right by it, so you could just click it and be done with it. Here's those AC controls I was telling you about, slim and trim, dual climate with the stitch work. Love the wood. Watch this. Open sesame. Wow. Wireless charging, 2 cup holders, heated and cooled cup holders. So if you have your little, your Arizona iced tea, or maybe you got some Snapple and nobody wants a warm Snapple, you can keep them cool in the cup holders. You got a USB and an aux jack in there. Of course, that's gonna close very easily. You got your trackpad, some more buttons that you could go into dynamic mode. Remember, we have all these different modes. Trail, slippery when wet, that's the Bon Jovi mode. And then you keep working, you got sand. So you have total coverage, comfort, sport, even Sport Plus. So if you're doing asphalt, if you're doing off-road, they got you covered. Look at the stitch work. You have 2 crap handles. Now, my advice, leave them for the passenger. If you're the driver and you're holding on to this while you're driving, there's probably something wrong right about there. But you have a nice palm rest. I love the silver accents. Here's where we could raise and lower the vehicle. And then watch this, bombs away. Nice size. I would probably say if you stand them up, you could probably get about 13 Twinkies in there without squeezing any cream anywhere. You got a USB-C and you have a Slim Jim holder. Just in case of emergencies, you need some protein, pop a Slim Jim. And then seats, the leather, Alcantara, the AMG logo, that Milky Way chocolate Baby Ruth bar brown that we have, all the way down. Of course, full electric assist like I already pointed out. And you have a massive panoramic sunroof. So if you want to let the vitamin D just rain upon you, just hit that button. It actually says vitamin D on it, and then it'll slide right back. It really doesn't say vitamin D, but you could open the sunshade, which is really nice. But why don't you come over to the business end, because look what I have. I have this nice Formula One inspired race steering wheel in this AMG coming over. All right, guys, business time. You have those running boards, a little on the smaller side. I think they're obviously, I know they're there for style. Aluminum trim, the AMG badge is gonna welcome you every time. You do have a nice large brake pedal that's aluminum. Throttle, I don't like the way they do a carpeted dead pedal. I wish that had some aluminum on there so you don't tear it up. But boy, oh boy, the bolstering is nice, all adjustable. I got plenty of headroom. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom. Steering wheel though. If you watch Formula One, you know Lewis Hamilton, that champion winning Formula One driver for Mercedes-Benz. This is almost like right out of his steering wheel. Flat bottom, love the silver, the AMG logo. Look at the TFT display. So you could open or close the exhaust. That's open. You could close it. You could adjust your suspension. We have our rotary knob. We could go through those different modes that I showed you. Real easy, just like a Formula One driver. The silver, and then look at this, leather with the Alcantara. And you're gonna have massive paddles to go up and down that automatic transmission. And then when you thought that, hey, can it not get any better? Look at that. You have another 12.3-inch display smack dab in front of you. The graphics are so great, and it's crazy because there's no glare on this thing, even though there's not a hood, but really, really awesome. The layout, really just so smart how they placed everything. And you have a head-up display the size of a drive-in movie theater screen. So that's even better. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the mid-row in this thing, the back seat, and see how your passengers are gonna love it as you're apexing those turns on your favorite twisty road. All right, guys, mid-row time, and guess what? Yes, there's 3 rows of seats in here. What I like is the placement of the AC vents. I'm glad they put one right there in the actual frame rail so that you can get some nice cooling air. Smooth on the back. You do have those pesky cargo net pockets. You know, if your kids have Chinese stars or nunchucks or something like that, they're gonna rip right through that. So I am gonna zonk that, but I love the way they brought the stitch work all the way to the back. You got your rear AC controls with some more vents. We have a nice little storage area down here for some atomic fireballs, 2 USB-Cs, and you have another power source. So they got you covered there. Seats can actually slide and recline a little bit, and you have an armrest, and look at this. You got a nice little storage place for your peanut M&Ms, so you don't crush your nuts, and you can keep the M's on the M&Ms. They won't rub off because of the felt lining. And then on top of that, 2 cup holders, nicely placed. They'll stay, hopefully. And then you have the beautiful Alcantara, that Baby Ruth Milky Way chocolate bar color, which looks great. But you know what? Like I promised, you do have a third row. We're gonna see. Here, I'm 6 feet tall. I got plenty of headroom. You got that wonderful panoramic sunroof. Let's check out that third row and see how usable it is. All right, guys, wish me luck. The third row, I'll be honest for you, it's one of those third rows, like if you wake up and you find out that you had 2 extra kids that you didn't know about, that's where you're probably gonna wanna put them. Or let's say the neighbor's kids wanna bother you and you have to take them to the mall or to the movies with your own kids. That's where you're gonna put them. Those other kids, put them back there. But let's see how 6 foot tall Joe Rady's gonna do this. We already got the seat out of the way. I'm gonna pull up my shorts a little bit and we're gonna sort of climb on in. Ugh. All right, we made it. And this is what we got. So, knees are in my mouth. I don't have to get lunch. I'm just gonna eat my knees. The seats are nice. They're nice leather. There's no connectivity back here. And there's no AC vents. So, yeah, this, like I said, this is something temporary. It's a temporary fix to a problem that you made, depending on how you made them. But we're gonna go ahead, let's check out the cargo area and see how much room we have in this GLE 53. All right, guys, time to check out the cargo area. We're gonna push the button right underneath the Mercedes-Benz logo. Of course, we have electric assist. I left that third row up just to show you what kind of space we're working with. Not much. You do have a little bit of storage. You could take out the security shade and have a little bit of storage for those road trips and all the snacks that you're gonna need, Twinkies, Ho-Hos, Ding Dongs, maybe even some fruit pies. But to put down the third row, it's actually all manual. So you're just gonna use a little bit of your muscles and those fold down. And then of course you could use electric assist to get the rest of it down. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, how much room do we have? We started with 33.3, that's what we have right now, cubic feet of space. You fold down that mid row, you're looking at 74.7 cubic feet of space. And if you've been thinking about, should I get the faster looking coupe with the sport back on it, that's actually less cubic feet of space. You're looking at 63 cubic feet of space. So you're actually gonna maximize, of course, your cubic feet of space going with a traditional SUV. But talking about going, I would like to get going here. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this AMG GLE 53 for a spin. All right, guys, we left Crown Euro Cars. We're in the 2021 AMG GLE 53. I have it in Sport Plus mode, that exhaust open, and boy, oh boy, just the way the vehicle drives, this SUV drives, it feels like a sports car. The seats have great bolstering, but nothing too crazy. Don't let that scare you away. The dash, those 2 massive 12.3-inch screens are easy to read. You have the head-up display as well, which is wonderful. Visibility out the back is great. Having that nice, flat, consistent roof makes it really, really great for everybody, including the driver, because you're gonna get consistent visibility out the back, which is wonderful. The steering wheel, perfect thickness. The Alcantara, I mean, it really looks like, I know I joke around about a lot of things, but seriously, looks like a steering wheel out of a race car. Really, really does. But let's see how she handles with the all-wheel drive on throttle. Here we go. Yeah, nice shifts. Get like a pop from the exhaust, which is wonderful, and very balanced. You're gonna know and feel, I promise, that when you're driving it, it's not just about getting extra horsepower that AMG does so well, but also with the chassis tuning. Very balanced, how the power gets to the ground, the shifts, the brake feel, the brake quality. I mean, this thing stops on a dime and gives everybody change. And then just the confidence that it inspires while you're driving. That's another great piece of the puzzle I think a lot of people forget, is just everybody wants fast numbers, but what about the feel? What about how confident it makes you feel as you're going through the twisty bits? I feel like that's more important than just a spec sheet. But boy, oh boy, do you get some great specs with this AMG GLE 53. But why don't we go ahead from a slow roll, on throttle, drops down, and you are off and running. Super smooth on the shifts, brakes feel great, good modulation into this right-hand turn. Look at this, nice, yeah. I'm in an SUV. I'm in an SUV that's handling like a sports car. That's what's amazing about this thing. Very, very balanced, very composed. And that just gives you more confidence. It's that great of a vehicle, it really is. And everywhere you touch, you're getting nice leather, you're getting great stitch work. The wood finish is classy and not redundant like a bunch of carbon fiber would be. I feel like everybody's doing carbon fiber, which is great. But the wood really brings the level of class and performance all together, which is great. But around this right-hand bend, look at this. Really nice, really controllable. The steering wheel, the feedback you're getting too, which is great. Really, really great. As should be in a $100,000 SUV, right? But dead stop, on throttle. Yeah, I tell you, put you back in your seat. Really, really nice and balanced. I'm so impressed with this vehicle. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, just the performance levels that AMG is getting out of these Mercedes products. It's really that amazing. And then the downshift, so crisp, so crisp. Here we go, one more time, on throttle. Great sound. On the brakes. A little bit of pivot from the back, helps square out the turn. Look at this. I could do this all day long. That's how great the feeling is. You just feel so planted. You really do. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what it's like driving this vehicle. Getting to everything is so well laid out. That massive infotainment system screen. You got your trackpad. You got all the controls very easy to get to. Very easy to figure out what's going on. But we're going to go ahead, get back to Crown Eurocars, and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day here at Crown Eurocars. I definitely got to thank Nicole, Daniel, the rest of the crew, getting us this 2021 GLE 53, a real AMG SUV. It really shows that, you know what, if you want to have some performance, but you need that SUV versatility for all the kids that you're having or the kids that you're finding along the way, you will get that space and you will get that performance. And boy, oh boy, it's got a sexy look as well. So if you want to keep seeing these Euro SUVs that bring so much performance, and you definitely want to add this one to your list, especially if you're looking at an Audi or a BMW, this might be the one. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ready's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Ready's Rise merch. Got to give it up to my beautiful, wonderful, intelligent wife, Lori, working that camera like a champ out here in the Florida sun, getting every single angle, including that coveted missed opportunity sometimes of a third row. We got it done, all thanks to her. Show her some love in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.